So what's good, YouTube?
Decide to switch things up for a bit.
Just kind of want to talk about what I've noticed in the previous year and what I've learned and how I'm going to carry it over to the next year. I really want to talk about happiness. It's such a simple term, but it's almost starting to become a very ambiguous term, if you guys know what I'm saying. These past 2 years have really taught me a lot in life. Between the pandemic, businesses shutting down, me personally, it really opened my eyes on how the world views things, how the world takes situations, like I said, under pressure. It's a lot that goes on in life. The pace that life is moving nowadays, it's almost demoralizing things, right? Like people are starting to lose sight of what really matters. Because you hear a lot of things like in society, a lot of things they like to push is go get your career. Social media, everybody likes to glorify their lifestyle. But what amazes me is the people who fake the lifestyle. I don't know. I'm not even gonna get into that whole tangent. Social media, it is what you make it, man. There's a lot of money in it. There's a lot of bad in it. Me, I don't even really get on social media much anymore. Like the past year and a half or two, I stopped. The only reason why I still have a social media when I start trying to brand myself, marketing purposes, basically. Keep the long story short. For people to glorify the luxurious lifestyle and stuff, is like, to me, that stuff gets old. It's like Instagram models, for example. All the Instagram models look the same, bro. It's like the same look. Like, it gets boring. God. I feel like we as people, we tend to always glorify and idolize things we shouldn't. You know, like materialistic items. Like I said, the lavish lifestyles, the cars, the money, the fame, the followers, the likes, the comments, all that, the attention. But it's like one thing I've noticed, and I mean almost every A-list celebrity will sit here and tell you money's not gonna make you happy, right? Which is obvious, right? It's an obvious thing. But see, the problem is, a lot of people don't realize, it's like you kind of get to a point. I feel like these people kind of get to a point to where they make so much money that the human nature in us, we tend to kind of adapt. Say you making a normal 9-to-5 income, right? But then when you start being influenced or whatever, and you making over 6 figures, let's say you make $200,000 a year. Now you done that for 4 or 5 years. Now you start getting accustomed to that lifestyle. So now 200,000 to you ain't even nothing crazy. So then you start trying to go up more and more and more in life, right? 500,000 a year, $1 million a year. You know, whatever the case may be. But like, in all reality, man, let's just keep it real. That 200,000 a year can get you a long way. You can have a legacy and everything. It's good to work and drive for something, but then you kind of come to a point in life where it's like, what am I really chasing? At the end of the day, you're not gonna die with these items. Like, for example, I love cars. I know a lot of people love cars. Males, females. Say you start off with a Nissan 370Z, right? This is for my car people real quick. You can get a used one under 20K, right? Cool. But then as a car person, you're probably going to want to get something with more power longer down the road. And you don't really care what brand. Say you jump from a 370Z, now you get a Hellcat. 707 horsepower, you know what I mean? Then you probably want to upgrade again. Now you want something else. You're probably looking at a Porsche 911 Turbo or whatever, you know? Because when you start making a bunch of money, you kind of, this is how life usually goes. When you're interested in something, like I said, cars, shoes, you typically start small because that's where you can financially. You start small and you work your way up. But see, when it comes to stuff like that, when you do it for so long and you build your way up on buying those certain items, I feel like we as people, well, honestly, just human nature, we kind of tend to adapt to that lifestyle. But then it comes to a point, it's like, you're spending all this money, and for one, you're only one person. You can't drive all these cars every day. You don't have the time, because if you make that much money, you're not going to have a lot of downtime, just to be honest. Unless you're making content off your cars. But let's be real. How many people making that much money off content of cars? It's not a lot. Like, you can probably name 5 YouTubers, but then you got to keep in mind too, that's 5 people out of 8 billion people on the earth. That's not even 1%. I don't even think that's even 1% of 1%, if that's a thing. And I'm saying that to say this. Each scenario I would give has its own problems within. Like I said, A-list celebrities will sit here and tell you this fame stuff is cool, but there's a lot of bad stuff that's not even shown on camera. You gotta think. You think these people would just record, make a great movie, and just vanish off the earth? Like, no, they're still themselves. They still gotta like deal with anybody. Like, billions of people know. Social media just, it displays all this fake lifestyle. And you know, not to say not everybody has that lifestyle, but it's like we gotta come to a realization of where what really makes us happy. What are we really chasing? What do we really want in life? Because I see a lot of people do all this, and that, slaving, chasing what they thought they want. But then it comes to a point that they're depressed. Just because somebody makes a lot of money doesn't mean they don't have their own issues. Doesn't mean they don't have the right to feel or mentally go through stuff. Like, I hear people be saying, you make all this money, what's the problem? Like, what? You shouldn't be sad. So, well, money's not the world. The world is ran by money because of man. But let's be real, it's just a damn paper. What it is what money can give you access to. Which brings me back to my main point is happiness. I've been doing a lot of self-evaluation, and I've been really learning these past years since I'm grown, getting a little older, getting a little wiser. I'm only 24. The further and further we get in life, man, the further and further we get away from reality. And I don't like that. A lot of people just very self-entitled, like the world's about them. It just amazes me, man. I really want to get people to sit back and just really evaluate what's going on in your life, your personal life, and evaluate what's going on in just life, even outside of your perspective, and just be real with yourself. It's like, what do you really see that's going on? Whether you like the answer or not, I feel like we're all here for a purpose. I think it's just a matter of us to really find out what that purpose is and what makes us happy. That's it for this video. Thank you guys for tuning in. Start chasing your dreams. Be happy and have fun with it. Peace.